welcome to Have Guitar Will Travel, presented by Vintage Guitar Magazine, with your host, me, James Patrick Regan, otherwise known as Jimmy from the Deadlies. And today I'm speaking with Ketch Secor and Mike Harris from the Old Crow Medicine Show about their new Christmas album, OCMS XMAS, and their Christmas tour that's happening now. They also talk about a Christmas single they released a few years ago, and the tour ends at the Ryman on New Year's Eve. I talked to Ketch in episode 197 about the history of the band. Mike tells us about his entrance into the band and briefly describes his history before that and how a one-off novelty act, the Anal Beatles, led to his introduction to Ketch. The two discuss what they do for Christmas, which includes Christmas decorations, high-powered eggnog, and model trains. Mike and Ketch discuss their instruments for the album and tour and what they have at home as well. And Ketch tells us about his junkin', searching for treasures and old instruments while on tour, and the two tell us about where they get their instruments repaired. The two tell us about a couple early Christmas memories they have, which involve their grandfathers, that they immortalized in a song called Grandpa's Gone. To find out more about Old Crow Medicine Show, you can go to their website, crowmedicine.com. That's crowmedicine.com. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and most of all, review this podcast. I'd really appreciate it. And please support Vintage Guitar Magazine and all the wonderful things they do for us guitar players, because they do so many wonderful things for us guitar players. Here's my buddy Ketch and Mike. Hey there, Mike.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. Hey there, Ketch.
Well, howdy. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you again as well. And
we did this last summer.
We did. Well, just a few months ago, actually. I mean, yeah, summertime.
Really? Well, I'm packing for this tour. Ho ho ho.
Nice to see you guys.
Feeling great. Thanks, bud.
The thought behind putting out a Christmas record, I know it's a stock question, but I thought I should ask anyway.
We've been making music in the Old Crow Medicine Show since the late 90s, so maybe one good answer would be just because it hadn't been done before.
Okay.
And it was getting to be about that time. I tell you, I was visiting with my friends in the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band recently, and I couldn't believe when we discovered that they put out their Christmas album, their first Christmas album, at roughly year 26 in their career. So it must be some sort of thing that older bands that have been together forever tend towards, you know?
Yeah. And you guys had a Christmas single a few years back, right?
Yeah, Mike, you talk about that. We have our feet wet.
Yeah, that was the first album that I played on. We had an album called "Paint This Town," and we had a lot of fun kind of transforming that song into the holiday version, "Trim This Tree," and that was kind of our first foray into festive tunes.
Okay. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
And Mike, when did you join the band?
In January, February of 2021, so going on 5 years now.
Okay. And what were you doing before that?
Oh, just kind of playing guitar for folks around Nashville. I had my own band for a while, Apache Relay, and I played for a fellow named Brent Cobb, and I played with Chris Stapleton for a while, and then got the call from Ketch, and had been around these fellas for a long time, and lucky enough to share a stage with them a time or two, and it was just such an opportunity. I jumped at that.
Yeah, right on. And
we had met because Mike was in a band that one of my band members was also in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a band that was made up of members of Mumford & Sons and Old Crow Medicine Show and Apache Relay, a kind of a one-off or three-off novelty act called the Anal Beatles. Am I getting this right, Mike?
Yeah, you are. Yeah. That was the first iteration. We got together. We wrote a set of punk music and really fast, really aggressive punk music, and played 5 shows in Nashville one night. And then a couple of years later, after that, we got together, reformed under the name Salvador Dali Parton, and we did 6 shows that time. And we laid it to rest. Yeah, man.
And so I've only heard the 2 covers that are on YouTube, and then Corn Whiskey Christmas. So how many tracks are on the album?
Didn't know we were gonna have a pop quiz. No, you're fine. I'm trying to remember. Do we have 10 or 12? did we end up with? Let's see.
It's a 13-song record, buddy.
Okay.
Yep.
13 songs. It's all originals except for a couple of Christmas covers.
Yeah.
And Mike and I wrote a couple of the tunes, and the rest of us all contributed. And it's been a really great experience putting together a all original set of Christmas songs. So much of the Old Crow vernacular is easily inclusive of jingle bells and reindeer gags. You just got to make Santa have a big pile of snow, and not necessarily the wintry mix kind.
The candy cane habit, as it were. It's been a very fun. A fun thing to collaborate on as a band, like putting together a brand new show, which we've kind of done before for fun. We also have a reggae alter ego that with the name Stone Lion, but now we've got this Christmas show, and it's a completely different set, and we've got all types of new stories we're telling on the stage. It's gonna be rad.
Right on. And so the tour starts tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes.
And
yes.
Let me see. I probably have the information. But where are you guys playing?
Yeah, Fayetteville, Arkansas, at the Walton Arts Center.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Nashville, Indiana, Cincinnati, Ohio, Joliet, Illinois, Huntington, West Virginia, then a week off, and then beautiful Tysons, Virginia, Troy, New York, New London, Connecticut, Torrington, Connecticut, and Englewood, New Jersey.
Yeah, see, you were prepared. You had a whole list. And then you guys finish it up at the Ryman?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we'll be playing there December 30th and the 31st. I was trying to think earlier today how many years the band's been doing it. This will be my 5th, but the band's been doing it a long time.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I'd say this must be our 16th or maybe 17th or... Actually, I know we started the gig in 2007 was our first Ryman New Year's Eve show, so... we took 1 year off, so I think it might be 17 of 18 now. It's definitely turning into a long-term relationship, so it's like we already did all the things that you do on your first couple of dates and engagement and the wedding. Now we're sort of like we got grandkids. This year is a really wonderful year for Old Crow at the Ryman Rockin' New Year's Eve celebration because we had 4 really amazing openers. We've got one night we've got bluegrass bands on the scene today, and often we have Molly Tuttle with us, but we'll have her brother Sullivan Tuttle, who's in AJ Lee and Blue Summit. So they start off the night, and then there's a really rockin' band more on the indie side of the spectrum called the 503, who's going to be headlining or direct support on night 1. Okay. So we're excited about it. And then on night 2, we've got the Creekers, who are one of the most thrilling bluegrass acts to come out of East Kentucky since maybe a man named Ricky Skaggs, who will be direct support for one of our favorite acts of all from the low country of South Carolina, Shovels and Rope.
Okay, right on. And the first band you mentioned on night 1, the bluegrass band on night 1.
Yeah,
who was
AJ Lee and Blue Summit.
Okay, all right, very
good. A West Coast bluegrass band with a powerhouse female mandolin player front woman. She's the bomb. They're really great. They are the best whistlers. Now I see this because we have a great whistler in our band, like one of the best. But since I went to see AJ Lee and Blue Summit perform, I know that Scott is an even better whistler.
Wow.
Than the one we've got in our act.
That is saying something.
Corey must be shaking in his boots. His gig is on the line right now.
I know, man. Don't think I ain't thinking about it.
And so, trying to get into the Christmas spirit, what do you guys like separately, not together? What do you guys do for Christmas?
I'm happy to take this one first. I mean, as you might be able to see over my left shoulder here, I don't know if this is an audio-only podcast.
It's audio only.
Well, for the listener, let me describe this beautiful 8-foot Fraser fir tree that I have in my front living room, my house, that me and my wife and my 7-month-old have decorated with the highest level of care. And also on top of our baby grand piano here, we have the Department 56 Snow Village, complete with the courthouse and the schoolhouse and the church house and many houses and the candy shop and the ski shop and the family pushing the car through the snow. We decorate our house. I actually enlisted our guitar tech to come help me hang my multicolored C9 Christmas light bulbs around my gutter line around my house.
Okay.
So I get into decorating, and then we'll head out as soon as this tour is done. I'm going to head out to the West Coast to spend some time with my in-laws. And
Okay. What town in the West Coast?
good old Seattle,
Oh, okay.
Washington. Yep.
So you're going to get into the rain, is what you're going to do.
Oh yeah, man. Can't wait.
Away from the sun.
Exactly.
And how about you, Ketch? What are you doing for Christmas?
Let's see now. I'll be making my famous eggnog recipe from the Junior League Cookbook of Memphis, 1971 edition. It's got 6 different kinds of liquor in it, so it's a time of plenty and a celebration. I'll be doing a little bit of traveling and certainly going to be ripping open some presents with my beautiful kids. I'm working on a Lionel train board right now.
Oh, right on.
That is, I think it's double O.
Double O. Is it HO or is it O?
It's an O scale. Sorry, I grew up with the HO scale. I've never had a Lionel before, so this is a new foray for me. And my kid inherited his grandfather's Lionel set.
Oh, right on.
And so everything is like, pristine, because, this is like a really meticulous guy, my former father-in-law.
As most trained people are.
Yeah, right. And I'm not and that's why I think we were HO scale as a family. We were like barely able to get the board out, barely able to shake some, fake snow into the mountain overpass that was pre-assembled.
Yes, exactly.
So now my son has inherited some of these meticulous skills, and he's got this thing hot wired like a junior electrician.
Oh, right on. That's great. That's fantastic. What I'm gathering from your eggnog recipe is this is completely a dry band, no alcohol whatsoever.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a dry January that often follows the very wet month of December.
And so you filmed the video for Corn Whiskey Christmas at a place called Santa's Pub. Is that true?
Yeah, next time you're in Nashville, please come and visit us. We have more bars per square acre than even St. John's, Newfoundland, which boasts the most. We'll get you drunk all over this town, and just like every new so-called country singer's got a bar. Even Kris Kringle himself has got one in this town. So Santa's Pub is definitely a place to get it to do it reindeer style.
Right. And Mike, can you tell me about your guitars? Since I already know what Ketch is playing from the last time we spoke.
Sure. Yeah, I guess this is a guitar podcast. Yeah. My guitars, you might want to narrow it down a little bit. Stuff I'll be performing on the tour. I always travel with a great D28. I love my D28 Authentic, and I'm a big D28 fan in the studio. And on this record, actually, a guitar that got pulled a lot was my 1960 D28.
Oh, right on.
A great flat top box, and on the tour, on the electric tunes, I always love picking up my 68 Maple Cap Telly.
Oh, right.
That's a lot of fun, and I play a lot of slide guitar in this band. I play a resonator that I have palm pedals on.
Oh, really?
In open E,
yeah.
And I'm able to coax out some Pettibro sounds with that, and with the benders going up a half step and a whole step. It's like an A and a B pedal on a pedal steel.
Yeah.
And I have the same kind of setup on a R7 Les Paul, and kind of coax out some steel sounds with that as well. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, great. And so it's a palm pedal on the Les Paul?
Yep. Old Bigsby, it was like the BP5 or BP7 or something. And then on the Dobro is a BP12, the longer frame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. And
a lot of fun.
How about amps?
On the road, I travel with a 66 Super Reverb.
Yeah. Loud.
Don't really need that much headroom most of the night until I get to that steel kind of sound, and that's what that's there for. My backup amp is a Stapleton Princeton, the brown face one.
Sure.
That I played with him, and I love those amps. But I got a ton of stuff sitting at our studio in Nashville at Heartland. I employ a lot of different types of sounds. I think on this record I played that Super and a Magnatone panoramic stereo a lot.
Yep.
I also very quick to jump to my 56 narrow panel deluxe.
Yep.
5E3 as much as I can. Yeah, man, I'll nerd out with you all day.
And what's your guitar collection look like at home?
Oh, at home? Well, it's funny. At home, it's gotten pared down. I'm very lucky to be the father to a 7-month-old daughter who, upon arriving in this world, took over my music man cave room, as it were. And so a lot of my gear ended up at our studio. The only thing I have at this house right now is my very first Squier Strat that I got when I was a kid. And then I've over in the corner over here, I've got my 1947 0017
Yeah.
that kind of lives here until we go to record, and then it comes with me to the studio.
Right on. Excellent.
Yeah, man.
Very cool. And at the studio, do you have a whole bunch of guitars, or?
Oh yeah, a bunch. I've got an old '64 Jaguar I love.
Yeah.
I've got a Strat. I've got a great R9 Pearly Gates burst that I love to play, and that comes on the road a good bit. Uh-huh. I actually have a guitar that I think one of your previous guests owned at one point. These guitars in a town like Nashville, you never really lose your guitar, you just lose your turn. And this one's passed through the hands of a couple of great players, but it used to belong to a fellow named Sean Thompson, who I think you interviewed.
Yeah.
But I've got this old, it's a Norland SG that I just adore. I leave that one in open tuning for a lot of slide playing as well.
Cool.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of fun stuff. I also have a really fun, it's a Gelber and Sons Rotocaster that Wiley Gelber in Los Angeles made for me. It's got a ton of stuff.
Yeah. And when you guys are on tour, are you guys out looking for instruments or not so much?
Oh, I kind of have a one in, one out policy.
Good policy.
With my wife. she keeps a little close eye on what. No, I'm joking. Man, I'm so pleased with everything that I have. I gotta really want something to go pick it up. You know what I mean? And there are some sounds that I still need up, but some of the stuff is just it's going to be down the road someday. But someday I'd love to have a good PAF ES345. That's on my list. My pal Tucker Wilson, that's recorded drums at our studio a good bit, has been gracious enough to bring his grandfather's 1960 ES345, his grandfather being Spider Wilson, who was the band leader of the Grand Ole Opry Band for years. And we've had that guitar in the studio a good bit. I love playing that one.
Yeah, with a wide nut. That's very cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Great guitar.
I think Bukovac is selling a couple 345s right now.
Oh, Uncle Larry, I'll hit him up.
Great. And have you figured out?
So you ready to talk about the banjos now?
Yeah,
I can't wait. Let's get into it.
Wait, hold on. One more question about the guitars. Have you figured out the electronics on the Jaguar yet?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Congratulations. You're the guy.
I just flip switches until, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay, banjos. Tell me about banjos.
Well, I was going to tell you that one of the things I love doing most on the road is junking. And that means that, after the sound check, I might be at the pawn shop or I'm at the antique shop. one of the things I junked up in my junkin' days was a bicycle, a folding bike.
Okay.
And this allows me the speed and wherewithal to go and hunt in much a wider radius in all these towns.
Okay.
So I'm the kind of guy that is going to buy the $700 4-string banjo that's been collecting dust in the corner of grandma's attic. If I can get her down to, $450.
Sure.
And it's wonderful to find the things in the cases, when she says, "Oh, well, it just comes with an old case. You could just throw it out if you want," and then she hands you the case, and it's like 1919, and it's got the strings in it, or if it's a fiddle, I might get a cake of rosin from the 19th century.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to acquire instruments this way. I've often thought about instruments as having almost like human traits,
Sure.
a bloodline. I read this wonderful book that I recommend to your listeners called Accordion Crimes by Annie Proulx. And this is a story of one accordion in a junk shop played by, 10 different cultures in 10 different ways, and crisscrosses America. And I just love to think about the provenance of some of these instruments, who got it? Were they young or old? Were they pro or amateur? Were they, what were their dreams? So I just love to breathe in the dust around an old instrument.
Yeah.
You don't often find really great instruments when you're out there junking.
No.
But occasionally you'll come across the diamond in the rough.
Yep.
And that's what I'll be bringing out on my Christmas tour.
All right.
A 4-string, a tenor banjo with beautiful inlay that I picked up for $700 in a junk shop in Connecticut, and now I'll get to bring it out on the run. It's really fun.
Yeah, of course. And so when you find this diamond in the rough, like the banjo, do you and it needs a little work, where are you going to take it?
Oh, I'll probably take it over to Manuel Delgado's here in East Nashville. He's somebody that has got a great team of luthiers with him, and isn't one of the the big three here in Nashville, where getting a luthier to look at your stuff is almost like trying to get like a obstetrician to check out your pregnant wife.
Oh, certainly your name is gonna get somebody to look at any of the big threes to look at it right.
Well, maybe Miss Tuttle could, but not me.
How about you, Mike? Where do you go to get stuff repaired and stuff and set up?
Oh, I'm lucky enough to, like Ketch was saying, it can be hard to find your home when it comes to the preventative maintenance of your instruments. But I've been working with a fellow named Dave Johnson for a lot of years, and Dave makes his own guitars under the brand name Scale Model Guitars. And I was at his house yesterday, to be honest, getting that resonator worked on, and he's really helped make some guitar dreams come true for me. And he's certainly given me some of the best fret work I've ever had done. He refretted that 68 Telly of mine, and it completely transformed that instrument.
Oh yeah, of course, yes, for sure. How about amps? Where would you get your amps repaired?
Oh, I'm once again, I'm pretty lucky to have a couple friends in the neighborhood here, a whole lot of home workshops, but one of those fellows is Gary Bohannon from Carter Vintage.
Yep.
Will be kind enough to take on some of my vintage schematic stuff, like that old 66 Super, and other stuff I'll take to Elad Shapiro, who makes Dale amps.
Okay.
And anything else I'd take to Todd Sharp.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Any childhood Christmas memories? Ketch, I'll start with you. Any childhood Christmas memories that come to mind?
Yeah, I'd love to share one with you here quick. We put it into a song on the album, and Mike and I wrote it, and it was such a joy to get to unpack these Christmas gifts left under the tree, so to speak, by my deceased grandfather and Mike's deceased grandfather,
okay,
with two dead grandfathers in the mix, idolized by their young grandsons. It was a beautiful common area for us to expand into our songcraft. And this is a tune about missing your grandfather on Christmas. my grandfather, whose name was Jefferson Davis Robinson the third, who was a Purple Heart veteran from combat that he experienced in the Philippines, the taking over of Luzon and Quezon City back in about 1944. He, of course, never talked about the war until I came along, and he told me all about it, which was so amazing to get to hear all these stories that, I've talked with his sons. He never shared it with them. So this is a time of year when we think so much about our families. And, Jeff was he embodied, he even looked like Santa if Santa had gotten his beard shaved off. How about you, Mike?
Oh, man. I mean, obviously that tune Grandpa's Gone is a very warm, it evokes a lot of those warm Christmas memories for me because, like Ketch, I just had that granddad that I idolized, and I hate that he's gone now. And he always made Christmas special, and he was big on giving out case pocket knives to me and my cousin, uncles, my dad every year for Christmas, and I always looked forward to that. What color handle case pocket knife I was going to get that year. But other than that, I do have to say, when I was a kid, my dad, I was very lucky to grow up in a musical household. My mom's a great singer. My dad played in pickup bluegrass bands around Central North Carolina when I was growing up, and took me to every bluegrass festival within the state from one end to the other. And he, whether he intended to or not, he made music a bit of a forbidden fruit for me by he had an Alvarez F5 mandolin and an Alvarez kind of like a D18 copy.
Sure.
From the late 70s that he had bought at a music store in Salisbury, North Carolina. And the rule was, as I began to pick up the instrument, and he was showing me some stuff that I was allowed to play his guitar, but I had to wait until he got home from work. And, I had to ask him if I could go get it from his closet and get it out of the case and play it and, respect it, which meant that after a while, the more ravenous appetite I had to practice and get better, I was, I would get home from school. Of course, I would play that guitar. I'd wait until I heard the garage door opening to know that he was coming home, and I'd put it back in the case really quick. And as soon as he walked through the door, hey, can I play your guitar? So, that didn't last too long because Christmas came along, and my folks got me that first Squire Strat pack, and that really had me off to the races.
Sure.
Like I said, I've still got that guitar sitting in the closet over here waiting on this 7-month-old to get big enough to wrap her hand around the neck of it.
And you're not too many years away from you playing Santa Claus yourself.
I know, man. I already got the beard going. I can't wait for it to turn white.
Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time. And I wish you guys both a Merry Christmas and safe travels on your tour.
Thanks,
Well,
man.
thank you, friends. Happy holidays to you all from Nashville. And if there is room under your tree, be sure and put a copy of OCMS XMAS under it because, man, this is a beautiful holiday album that you're not going to want to miss.
Absolutely.
And look for us to come to a town near you.
Yes, please. Yeah, I wish you guys are coming. Well, you're probably coming to the West Coast at some point, and I can't wait to see you.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah, and if you buy it now, you can get a copy free of our 7-inch, which includes a song that I wrote called San Francisco Christmas.
Oh, right on.
For all you West Coasters.
Right on. Excellent. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
Absolutely.
Keep it in tune.
Thanks for listening to Have Guitar Will Travel. You can catch up on all the things I'm doing at thedeadlies.com, and I'm on all the social media platforms as well. And please support Vintage Guitar and all the wonderful things they do because they do many, many wonderful things for us guitar players. Thanks. Please subscribe. Please tell a friend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Thank you.